Everyone, I'm back. I know I didn't stream last week, but we're back. We're back in the what would we call this? The studio. Let's call this the studio. It's just my living room, but we're in the studio. Let's go with that. I'm hoping that I'm not double mic'd anywhere. By looks of OBS, I should be fine. I want to double check my playback actually. This is how you do it. If anybody here streams, this is how you do it. You go on your phone while you're streaming and you just listen into the stream to make sure that everything's working solid. So I gotta turn on my mic here. And okay, there we go. We should be good. We should be good. We have nobody here. We have nobody. So I'm talking to myself right now. I'm hoping that we get a little bit more people in here. Who knows? Who knows? Chat is dead silent right now. I guess this is because this is the topic I'm going off of for this stream, a live Q&A. It's not exactly the most, how would you call it, the most interesting stream ever. I mean, it's kind of fun, but it's, you know, it's not like, oh, like last time I rated everybody's cards, and so the stream, like chat just went off. You guys in the chat just went off like bang, 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 giving me all kinds of suggestions. But this is just answering some Q&A questions. So I mean, it's still interactive. But I guess it's not super car specific anymore. I have a feeling the first 10 to 20 minutes of this stream is probably gonna suck, just because we might not get too many people in here. Oh, I didn't actually promote this on my Instagram. How's college? How do you like Colorado? You know, this is the whole reason I didn't stream last week. So I started college. I started my second semester on the 18th, and it was okay. It's syllabus week, so it's mainly just preparation stuff. So last week when I didn't stream, I just sort of looked through the syllabuses of all my classes, made sure I was familiar with the stuff, and you know, it was good. I think it's going to be a busy semester. My schedule's more packed this semester than the last, so hopefully, fingers crossed, I can still keep my consistency here on YouTube. I don't think I missed an upload day last semester, except for the first couple of weeks, so I think I'm good. And how do you like Colorado? I mean, you know, the snow thing, we're due to get snow again this week. the snow is kind of annoying. But Wisconsin has the same problem, so, I mean, wherever I go that has snow, I'm always gonna say the same thing: oh, the snow is kind of annoying, just because, like, I want to, like, whenever it snows, I usually don't drive, like, tons of cars. I usually stick to one. It's usually the Subaru, because it's all-wheel drive. We're due to get, like, I think it's like 4 or 5 inches on Tuesday and Wednesday, so who knows, that might not, there's a possibility that there's a lot of snow coming in. Who knows, we'll see. But overall, love it. Views, especially from mountain roads, gorgeous. Where'd you get your automatic Celica sport pedals from? I got those from eBay. It was just a private seller on eBay. He just had just a used set of them, and so I bought them off him for, I don't remember anymore. It was a little bit ago, 40 maybe. I feel like maybe I overpaid, but at the same time, I did get because the kit came with the dead pedal, the brake pedal, and then the gas pedal, and this goes for both the XRS and the LE sport pedals. The gas pedal came with the rod, and one of them was for the manual, or for the, I can't even think straight today. Oh man, I'm so baffed. Anyway, they came with the rods, so one for electronic throttle body and then the other for drive-by cable. So the best place to get them, I mean, used on eBay, junkyards. I have heard you can buy these from the dealership. I don't know what the prices of them look like, but I have heard that you can get these from the dealer, which is pretty nice. I'm gonna be drinking a lot of water. The air, just in general right now, is very, very dry, and my lips have never been drier in my entire life. This is the driest they've ever been. And don't make that sound weird. I feel like somebody's gonna clip it and make that sound weird, take it out of context. And that somebody is me. I'm gonna put that on my clips channel, actually. Yeah. No, man. No, you know, I honestly, some people might think, and this is going completely off topic from the other 2 questions, because I'm just kind of talking to myself right now. It's totally okay though. It's totally okay. I don't mind just having a stream, just like, say, if there's not really tons of people watching, I don't mind too much. It's perfectly okay to me. I think what I'm gonna do with this stream is probably go for an hour and then just call it a stream. I mean, I could go for like 5 hours, but it's 5 hours of me sitting here just talking. You know, that's not super exciting. So I'm just gonna sit here and speak. No. I'll tell you what. I need to figure out live. After I've already started the stream, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do. Ow, I think I just split my lip open. Ow. That stung. What's the plan with the XRS? Okay, so I'll tell you what. Before I go over big picture plans, I've already done oil catch cans, and that video I have to do some extra little filming stuff for, and then after that that'll go up. After that video and after the POV after that video, I got some lights. So we're gonna do an LED swap on the XRS, and this is an upcoming video in the next couple of weeks. I haven't got all of them yet. These are only just a few, but I'm slowly collecting some LED lights. Big picture though, I still haven't decided if I want to build a supercharged or all motor 2ZZ. I'm not 100% sure yet. It's because both of them are kind of, I mean, both of them are very cool, obviously. I have decided not to go turbo because I want to turbo the 1ZC, and so I feel like I want to do something different. So I have the two different Corollas be two different types of aspiration. But I haven't decided yet because I really like the idea of an all-motor 2ZC. But I feel like a supercharged 2ZC can make a little bit more power, a little bit easier. So I'll have to see. And besides that, you know, it's going to be very similar to the blue Corolla, except I actually know kind of how to work on cars this time. And so a lot of the videos are going to be kind of repeats. Like there's going to be suspension videos. There's going to be the videos on installing the suspension bushings. And basically, a lot of the stuff that you've seen with the blue Corolla is going to happen to the XRS as well, but just a lot better. The videos are going to be a lot better. They're going to be more enjoyable and entertaining. They'll be more informational. So overall, just the videos are going to be better. Sorry, I went completely just off track. So the XRS overall is just going to be like a street build. It's going to be a street car, just like the Corolla LE. I do want to take it to the track too at some point, which is why I'm going to have to put an oil pan in it. But anyway, yeah, big picture, it's going to be just for the street. You still have the Miata, right? I do. It's sitting in another state right now, so it's just parked and it's just sitting on jack stands because you know, I already have too many cars here. I can't bring more cars here. So, but yeah, the Miata, I still have it. It still runs, but the battery's just not in it right now because it's been sitting for several months. It might. I'm hoping that it doesn't sit until I finish college, but that is a possibility there. If you get the chance to, I can't even refocus. If you get the chance to stage 2 cams by Monkey Wrench / Piper help with sluggishness in the middle range above the RPM before lift. I was thinking about cams. I don't know when I want to install those, but cams are definitely on the table. They will go in at some point. I wanted to cam the 1ZZ as well, but you know, I have to think about it. But yeah, definitely the 2ZZ. I've heard many good things about putting cams in those cars, so I'm very looking forward to getting those installed. But yeah, someday, I say someday like that's going to be a long time from now. It will be within a reasonable time period that those will get cammed, or the 2ZZ is going to get cammed. Lower it. I will definitely be lowering the XRS. Stock suspension, it's got to go. But I haven't decided quite yet how I want to lower it. So I am really leaning towards lowering springs this time for 2 reasons. One, because I have no experience with lowering springs and putting together. Like I've never actually taken apart a strut before, so I've never had to like put springs on it, take the top hat off, like do all that stuff. So I do just want to do that to like learn how to do that and be able to take apart you know, factory suspension like that. And secondly, because that then opens the door to me making a video on coilovers versus lowering springs on more or less the same car. I mean, they're only like different engines, but the weights are like, that's probably the best comparison you can possibly get. It's a Corolla LE versus Corolla XRS, lowering springs versus coilovers, and I feel like that video could actually be very good for the channel. It has the potential to gain some traction there, so that's why I'm leaning towards that. But also because, you know, I don't have any experience with lowering springs, so I think it would be nice to get that experience. Is drinking water just gonna hurt me now? Hold on. Yeah, it burns my lips now. I don't want to swear on stream You know what? If it happens, it happens. But yeah, that it's too dry. It's too dry outside. It's too dry inside. And I do have lip balm. I do have lip balm. What is this? I feel like every high school girl had one of these. Why do I have this? That smells awful. Well, I mean, realistically, I have to do what I have to do. My lips are very, very dry, so I have to do what I have to do. Careful with the sock springs. My dad got hit in the cheek with the top knot. Ouch. That sounds like a knot. That does not sound like a fun time. Lowering springs shouldn't need to be compressed to install them. I'd say take it to a shop for safety. Very true. I do plan to install them myself, though. Just everything. I feel like I'm kind of in the place where I want to do everything, and I feel like this is a problem because there are things that I can't do that I want to do. But I have seen these Corollas with lowering springs, and from what I've seen with the stock XRS, with the stock XRS, whatever you call it, suspension, if you just take the bolt out, it's not going to shoot out. At least from what I've seen on YouTube. But who knows? That's still a possibility. Obviously, there's still some danger there. I do plan to do a lot of research to figure out all this stuff ahead of time, and not just going blind like I do with a lot of my stuff, because I could actually hurt myself from that. He had a hairline fracture. He said he would never do it again. Ooh, ouch. Yeah, that's not a good time whatsoever. Ooh. Yeah, I couldn't even imagine what that's like. Who knows? If I do lowering springs myself, that might happen to me. Yeah, I don't know. I've never broken anything on my body before, surprisingly. Which is very surprising because I've gotten much heavier over time. But I've never broken a bone. I've never fractured. I've never cracked. And I've never just damaged any of my bones. And so we'll see how long I get to keep it like that. I mean, obviously, when I play around with cars, so maybe one day I'm underneath a car with jack stands, and it just topples over. But that's obviously not realistic. Well, it kind of is. I'm doing a double check on the street. I need to make sure that the music is not too loud, but it's also not too quiet either. The last stream, the music was a lot quieter than I wanted it to be. And so this time around, I'm assuming you can hear me fine because we're interacting. So we should be going. We should be good. Okay. I might turn it down a little bit. I'm sorry, I'm messing with my audio settings. That should be fine. No, I might raise it up a little bit, actually. Yeah, I know, I have to do this all live on stream. Would you ever consider bucket seats for either Corolla, or just leave it stock? That's a good question. I have considered bucket seats in the past for the LE, but then I just never got around to doing them. I think what... See, this is the thing, because I want to build them with streetcars, so I have to research if there is a way that I can just use the stock seat belt. I mean, I'm pretty sure I can. I'll just use a stock seat belt and a bucket seat. If it is, I think what I'll do is... Oh, actually... Well, because both of them are going to end up handling very similarly. I think I want to put bucket seats in one of them. It might be the XRS. I feel like the XRS is the one that's going to see more track time, at least until the LE gets a manual swap done, but it might. It's gonna be a little bit from now. So, because obviously, I feel like realistically, a manual swap in that car has to be done after I finish college, because I can't do it in the parking lot. Depends on the class you're running in and at the track. Yeah, that is true. So it also does depend on again on what class, because I know there are restrictions on what kind of stuff you can run. I think this is where I also screwed up with the WRX, because I wanted to build as a track car, but while I was messing with it, I never actually read any tracks restrictions or like how they class stuff, and so I feel like if I want to when I want to actually get that car back out on track, I need to make adjustments so I'm in the right class and so I can actually like go. If you have a set track you like to race and check their specs for classes, yeah, definitely. There's a couple that I'm considering. There's one that's a couple hours from me. Maybe in the summer I might check them out and see how it goes there. Or because I don't know if they have classes. Well, I mean, obviously they have like different classes of drivers for just open track days, but as in like a non-competitive fashion, I might be able to get away with having whatever mods. I don't know. Obviously it depends on track, so I'd have to research the track I'm going to and then what they're saying. So, well, this is for the future. This definitely. I mean, I'm hoping to maybe do something this summer, but it would have to be. Well, I don't know. I'd have to figure that out because I do plan to jump around the country this summer, and so I'm going to be doing a lot of just interstate driving, and I might not be here. There could be a chance where I'm not even in Colorado for more than 2 or 3 weeks at a time, because I might just be jumping around, especially between here and Wisconsin. So, well, I guess we'll see. I do want to do some track stuff this summer. I've been talking so much about, I want to get on track, I want to this and that, but right now it's all talk. I haven't actually done it yet. I have to get to that point. But rest assured, I will actually get seat time eventually. Hopefully this summer. We'll see how time goes. Have you ever considered sim racing / go-kart racing? Helps you learn how to drive. Sugar River Raceway has some awesome 50-lap endurance made. Yes, I have. Okay. This isn't a sim racing rig, but I do have. I was kind of got caught. I do have the steering wheel that I play on occasion. It's obviously not a sim racer, so it doesn't have the whole. I have to get this out of shot. So it doesn't have the whole. Sorry, I blanked. All the movements and everything. It doesn't have all of that, but it's entertaining. But yeah, I don't know. If I get super rich one day, I would love to have just one of the full racing sim rigs. That would be so cool. And go-kart racing is incredibly fun. I think there's a place around me, I want to say, relatively local. So I might see if they are doing anything, and then I can do some go-kart racing. If I do go-kart racing, would you guys want to see a video on that? Because I feel like that'd be kind of fun, or like a series. Met you when you were back in Madison at a car meet. Glad you're still running this channel. And keep you strong with it. Keep it up. Sorry I butchered your comment, but thank you. Which car are you driving? I don't, because I feel like I have, at this point, I just have like a not very good memory, and then this was also a while ago. So, man, which car are you driving? I feel like it'll be easier for me if I match a car to your comment rather than a name to your comment. But yeah, that is very cool. That's very cool. Yeah, I don't know. There's not tons of people who... Oops, sorry. There's not tons of people who I meet from the car meet who do end up watching my channel. So you are one of the few, and I really appreciate you. That is awesome. That is very cool. I don't mind the slow moving chat. It's alright. You know, I'm just... As the kids are saying, I'm just vibing. I just went to meet with friends. I just remember seeing your branding and subbing to your channel. Oh. It's paid off then. It's paid off. My branding, me putting my name all over my cars has worked then. Yes. I'm getting my money's worth. No, but that's good stuff. That's good stuff. I really do appreciate it. That is awesome. I need to get stickers for the XRS. I haven't yet. Even though it's still mostly stock looking, I feel like I want to anyway. Come on. Come on. The branding works. Gotta support the community, you feel? Absolutely. Hey, I feel like I've said this too many times, but I really do appreciate it. That's awesome. I've said that's awesome too many times. I'm gonna chill. Yeah, but yeah, I really appreciate it, man. How many viewers? I think we're at 4. Honestly, let's see what percentage. So 4 turn out to an event. 4. Let's see. 4 turning up to the live stream today. I got a couple thousand, so that's honestly not too bad of a percentage. I've seen channels with hundreds of thousands of subscribers get not even more than like 100 live viewers, so I feel pretty good about it. Speaking of meetup, we need a crossover episode with Two's Low. Hey, listen, Seabass, if you ever see this, I'm very down. I'm very down. If I'm ever in California, or if you're ever in Colorado, I'm just saying, you know, that would be a very, very cool moment though. I feel like some cool videos would come from that too. Yeah, that actually just sounds like a very fantastic crossover episode. I'm so down. If the timing and everything's right, I'm down. If you want some light practice, finding a low-key parking lot and setting up some cones helps. That's how I started when I was 17. Ooh, that's actually... I never thought about that. That's actually really cool. There's a JCPenney like 5 minutes from me, and the parking lot's always empty. I think that JCPenney went bankrupt, and it's just always dead. There is also an AMC, and the back of the AMC parking lot is also dead. There's nobody there, but it has a lot of potholes, so I would avoid that one. But that JCPenney parking lot could actually be just a mini practice race course. You've just given me a fantastic idea. I never thought about that, you know? I never thought about that. That is... Huh. Yeah, that could actually be really cool. Is it legal? I don't have to ask if it's legal. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, that's a cool idea. Huh. That's a very cool idea. After a stream, I'm gonna have to go to Walmart and buy some buy some cones. Yeah, that sounds fantastic. now we're chilling. I need to start thinking of things to say. I think, and my conversation skills in general just aren't that good. I need to, because it's very difficult to just figure out, oh, I should say this and this and this and this. I gotta think on my feet a little bit more. That's why I've come from this. When the chat's not moving and there's nothing new, excuse me, I need to just think on my feet and just what am I gonna talk about in the meantime. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe with the XRS update. Sure, let's go with this. So the XRS right now, we'll do it after. Realistic dream car and ultimate dream car if you had all the money in the world. Okay, so I've thought about my ultimate dream car, and I know what it is, but I want to figure out my realistic dream car first. Ooh. This is kind of tricky, actually. So one car that I didn't look at, but I saw online before I found the XRS, and I was going to go look at it the next day, was, I wouldn't call this a realistic dream car, but this is just, I feel like this is a cool project car, and it's definitely attainable, and some of you might hate me for this, and it's okay, because I kind of hated myself for it as well, was a Saturn Ion Redline. It's a 2.4, I think, 4-cylinder factory supercharger, 200 horsepower, 5-speed manual. It's kind of like, I've never heard of it until I found that listing, and I did some research on it. It's actually kind of a cool little car, but I think realistically, that I feel like I want to build one of those in the future. But realistically, I think my realistic dream car is, I have two, but they're the same. It's either an FC Mazda RX-7 or a Mazda RX-8. Either the two, either the rotary ones. It's okay with me. So the FC RX-7, when Gingium built his, I really liked how that car turned out, and ever since then I wanted to build one. And so, you know, realistic dream car and like realistic project car. I would love to find one that was just abandoned and then fix it up and make it something really nice. And then a Mazda RX-8. So, he's not here, but Eli used to own one, and I feel like if some of you have seen my Cars and Coffee videos, you would have seen his RX-8. It's red. Can you call it a Gen 1? Yeah, Gen 1 RX-8. And my realistic dream car would be the Gen 2, like the facelifted RX-8, just like the larger bumper, and I think they have different wheels. I think my ultimate spec first, if it's stock anyway, dark blue and titanium finish wheels. That is like my ultimate spec. It would be very hard for me to change it, to change that car up too, because I just like it too much. An ultimate dream car. This is the money shot right here. Ultimate dream car for such a long time has been the Lexus LFA. It has been a dream car for a very long time, maybe even since it came out. Has it been since it came out? I mean, because it was released in like 2010. Let's go with it. I think I've seen one, if I remember right, I think I've seen one LFA in my life, and it was at the Minneapolis Auto Show in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Fantastic car. I love how it sounds. I love how it looks. I love the interior, the exterior. That car is so perfect. LFA, yes, good choice, man. I know, right? It is, like, there is not a single thing about that car that I can think bad about. Like even like some like some people are like, oh, it's kind of an ugly car. Like I don't see it. I don't know if we're looking at the same car, because I can't look at that car and think, that's kind of ugly, because it looks so good, and it sounds even better. So if I could get my hands on one day, oh, my life would be complete. But okay, well, the bad price tag. I mean, okay. Besides all of the underlying stuff, like that's not necessarily the fault of the car or the fault of the designers. I guess that's just kind of how economics works. But just looking at the car itself, just without taking anything else, just looking at the car all by itself, and it's just the car, I can't see anything bad with it. I'm so glad I've decided to have the background music now, because I feel like moments like that, where I just take a sip of water, would just be kind of awkward and just not very. Like those are the times to click off the stream. And they still are, but the background music helps with it. Should I turn the music up? No, I'm not. Oh yeah, I was going to talk about the XRS. So the idle is a bit weird right now. It might have been because of my wiring, because I did extend the wiring harness. And some of you are going to hate me for this, but I didn't solder the wires. But the reason is because all my soldering gun is corded, and my car is all the way across the parking lot. So I don't have an outlet there. And it's kind of hard to run an extension cord across the parking lot. So I didn't solder the wires, and that's probably why the idle is a little funny right now. 8 times out of 10, the idle is perfect and it's fine. But then the other 2 times, it either idles high or just well, that's actually exactly what's wrong with it. It idles high, and then the other thing is sometimes when I shift, usually it's when it idles high, and when I shift, the revs will just kind of hang there. So say I rev it up to 3,000 and then shift, and the RPMs will just get stuck at 3,000 for a couple seconds. And I mean, it's not great. So I have to work out a few kinks with that car. I guarantee it's probably because of the wiring I did, and I didn't solder it. So I think what I have to do is get a cordless soldering gun and finish off that job for both the throttle position and idle air control. I have to do both of them. I don't have to do any extra wiring. I just have to peel back the electrical tape and then just solder them together, and it should be okay after that. And then the other update, yeah, I've got the oil catch cans in. So 2ZZ, I need 2 for the 2ZZ, because there's 2 ports that come out that probably feed a little bit of oil through. I have no idea why there was so much oil buildup in the plenum. Actually, that's probably just because that plenum has never been taken off before, and that's just a collection of like 15 or so years of oil. So that, I mean, yeah, it makes sense. Just saw the back up. Just saw the video on the intake manifold. How does the car feel after? So the immediate thing that I noticed was I'm pulling a Joe Biden right now. I can't think. Sorry. The throttle response feels pretty improved. But it feels so. The best way I can describe the throttle response is instant. I step on the gas and there is no delay. When I step on the gas, it goes. And then the other part is power in general is improved. So it, like, I can feel that it's quicker than before. And there's two things that are slowing it down right now. One, I have a whole bunch of stuff in the trunk that I need to take out. And I'm going to do that not until summer, and then the summer when I go back to Wisconsin, I can put some of that stuff in storage and just leave it there. But the other thing that slows it down, because I posted a couple pull videos and people were like, oh, it's slow. Oh, 0 to 60 in 8.9 years. I live in Colorado, and the elevation here is 5,000 feet. And for what I've seen, if you have 100 horsepower, you have 85. If you have 100 horsepower at sea level, you have 85 horsepower up here. So I have 85% of my power because I live here in Colorado. So those are the main two things slowing it down. So I pretty much accelerate right now as fast as a stock XRS at sea level. So I imagine when I come down to sea level, I'll be quicker. The main con with the plenum though is, okay, well there's a few. So the vacuum hoses, 2 of them need to be longer. So it's not a big deal, just get new vacuum lines, but they don't include them. So you'll need to actually just get them separately. I got mine in AutoZone, and then the other, you have to, from what I've seen, you pretty much have to extend the wiring harness for both the throttle position and the idle air control, and those are really the main cons, because I tried looking and there's not a plug-and-play adapter. I would love to build one, actually, help out the community. If I can, get my hands on the tools and stuff, I would definitely be down to make wiring harness extensions for idle air control and throttle position. And so, because it's wiring and it's like, it has to be precise. So if you have a little bit of a voltage dip or anything, that can mess it up. So the wiring has to be pretty much perfect. And I've done a lot of wiring before, and even mine, I mean, because I didn't solder it, so obviously, but besides the not soldering part, it's pretty good. But I think I still have a voltage dip, and that's why the idle's a little bit weird sometimes. And also the other con is the price. It's, how much is it? It's like 700 something for just the plenum, which, I mean, worth it or not, that's up for debate. If you think it's worth it to spend $700 to get, around 10 horsepower, then you might think about it. But if you think that's too much for those gains, then you might want to look at just getting your manifold ported. They're probably very similar if you just get the plenum ported versus swapping in a whole new plenum. I'm saying too much. This stream is going to be the last stream where I stop saying after every 5 words. I've done it again. Anyway, I gotta keep going. Hopefully this answers that. What's your take on the new Tegy and the new WX? Oh, that's right, the new Integra's actually released a new Integra. Hang on. So, I mean, the best way that I can put this is here. You know what? Let me do this. So if where is it? Why am I not? Am I stupid? Nah. I feel like I'm spending too much time on this question, and I still got another one to go. Okay, yeah, this is what I was thinking. Okay, hang on. So, if we have this, and we have this This is an Integra, right? I couldn't even tell this was a TLX. Okay, that's completely just foiled my plan. So what I was gonna do is pull up a picture of the Integra and pull up a picture of the TLX, and compare them side by side. And I searched up the Integra. I was gonna pull up a picture of it, and I genuinely pulled up a picture of a TLX. Yeah, I don't know. The new Integra is... I mean, I'm hoping it performs well, but it looks too much like a TLX. I'm not being dumb, right? Like, this is... Nah, surely not. Let me see, and the new WX, and the new WX. Let's see. Oh yeah, the new WX is, I mean, this is what, the Outback with lowering springs on it? No, not Outback. What's the one? Crosstrek. It looks like a Crosstrek but just lowered and sedan. I mean, I'm sure the car performs fine, and if I drove it, I would be happy with it, but since I don't own it, and I own an old one, you know, I'm allowed to say that it's a Crosstrek on lowering springs. Have you seen the early 2000s Toyota Mark IIs? They look like 9th gen Corollas. I'm pretty sure they're rear drive. Really? Well, let me have a look. I'm gonna put this up on screen. Hang on. I'm pretty sure it would be this one. It would be this. Oh, it's kind of cut off actually. There we go. I mean, I see it. I really do see it. I do imagine it's rear-wheel drive. I don't know what engine this uses actually. I do think it is correct though. That's rear-wheel drive. $700 for it, and they didn't even include an extension harness for it. Too much in my opinion. See, that was the thing that I was thinking of. That it was $700, and it was the plenum, and then it was, I don't even remember what the second part of it is. I mean, like, obviously they go together. Yeah, $700 is quite expensive. So my main reason for buying it was because there wasn't any other install video on YouTube for it. So I figured I'll install it for a YouTube video. So and it was like, well, it'll give me some gains. It gives me a YouTube video. So perfect combination. Sorry, perfect combination. But yeah, in general, I wish it had more. I wish it had an extension harness for sure. And it was a little bit annoying that that R9K didn't include new vacuum lines with it, considering that they would only be an extra. How much for extra vacuum lines? Probably extra like $2 or something. It's not that much. Yeah, I feel like they could afford to do that. But to be fair, they do, as far as I know, hand build these. I think. I could be really stupid and they don't. But I mean, I'm happy with it, but $700 is quite a bit to drop on something like that, especially given that a lot of the extra stuff that you need to do with it isn't there. But I don't know. I mean, obviously, I'm not here to bash R9K. I enjoy R9K's products and stuff, and I'm gonna get their reflash. Probably in the summer, I'm gonna get their reflash. The new Tegy looks questionable, but I'm sure performance-wise is gonna be a good car to track / camp. I feel like I already read that. I feel like I'm being dumb. But yeah, I really hope that that car performs well, considering it looks like a TLX. Aren't those cars on the JZX chassis? I had to think about that one. Maybe. Is the Mark II on the JZX chassis? They do look kind of similar, so... I think yes. I think so. I don't mind if they charge an extra $50 for an extension harness and 2 new lengths of vacuum lines. See, that's the thing that I was thinking as well. It would be okay if they just added like a few more dollars, but included everything, so I didn't have to make runs to AutoZone to get extra vacuum lines and order some extra wire and all that. It would have made life easier. The other thing, which I was gonna put in the video, but then I just didn't. It came to me like right before that video went up that I didn't include the part where I talked about the 2 bolts that go inside the plenum, because there are 2 bolts that go in the plenum, which you might think it's kind of odd, but it's actually not that bad. But well, as long as you use thread locker, the bolts inside there will be fine. But the included bolts that R9K put with the plenum, when you try to mate them, or when you try to bolt in the screws on the inside, they don't actually grip the threads enough, and so they kind of just like mess up, which isn't great. I had to buy 2 new ones for the inside bolts there. So what they should have done is 3 bolts for the outside and then 2 longer bolts for the inside of the plenum, because as far as what I've seen, you need to have longer bolts on the inside. I put longer bolts in and then it was perfect, but that was kind of, you know, I was a bit iffy. I wasn't sure what to think on that one. Not trying to bash R9K, I just, you know, I wasn't too sure on that. DD Performance sells the whole intake manifold and it can have a VQ35 throttle body installed. I did come across this in my research. I did come across this. I saw the Most Aerials video on the DD Performance manifold. It's like $1,800 for the DD Performance intake, very pricey. Yeah, it is very expensive, but I think it does give more gains than the R9K plenum. I mean, considering it's also, from what I've seen, they have longer runners as well. I think they do that on purpose. I don't know how well it fits on the Corolla though. But yeah, $1,800 is quite a lot of money. So that's why I decided on going with the R9K plenum. Also because I've seen some videos on the DD Performance plenum, or DD Performance intake, but I didn't see any on the R9K plenum, so I figured, let me fill that gap real quick. Now that sounds beautiful. VQ throttle body on a Corolla would be crazy. Yes, it would be. How big is a VQ throttle body? 80 millimeter? 75 millimeter? 90 millimeter? I couldn't tell you. I know it's large though. I know it's significantly more than the stock throttle bodies, but yeah, I don't know how. It's 90 millimeter. Okay, yeah. 90 millimeter throttle body. My goodness, that would be something. Yeah, stock LES is 60 millimeter. Yeah, those are 60 millimeter, and then the XRS is 65 millimeter. So slightly larger, but only by about 5 millimeters. Wait, 90 millimeters? Yeah, that sounds like a good time. I do, at some point, want to figure out and get an adapter so I can put a 2ZZ intake manifold onto the 1ZZ. Mainly for YouTube, because I haven't seen haven't seen the. I'm like the president right now. I just keep on blanking. Sorry, let me just read through your comments first, and then I'll get back to what I was thinking. So roughly 2.5 inches. XRS is 75, isn't it? It's a 3-inch. Surprisingly not. Surprisingly, the XRS is a 65 mil. 75 mil is, I think R9K was making a throttle body that was 75 millimeter. But the stock XRS throttle body is 65 mil. You'd think it'd be larger, but it's not. And at that point, would you need a tune, or would the Corolla be fine? I think you need a tune. Like even you need a tune, from what I've heard, with just the PPE 3-inch intake. Not even changing the throttle body. At least from what I've heard. So a 90 millimeter throttle body you would definitely need a tune for. And 90 millimeters, so it's roughly a 3.5 inch. Yep, that sounds about right. That is a very large throttle body. So what I was thinking originally, before I just completely stumbled, was I want to at some point. I don't know where I can get one right now, but get an adapter so I can put a 2ZZ manifold onto the 1ZZ, and I don't know how much power you can really make from that, or if you can make any power from that. But I think it's good for YouTube, and it's good. It's video documentation for others who want to see it. So I think it's good. Your car would run to its full potential, but no tune wouldn't be the end of the world. Well, I mean, no, I don't disagree. It still would run, and you can technically still drive it. I would imagine, though, having such a big throttle body on it would make it run quite lean. And I could be completely wrong, but, you know, I feel like it would run a good bit more lean with such an increase in size. I mean, to be fair, though, you can just restrict the intake down, so run a smaller intake. It's like when you get a cold air intake / short ram, your car makes a little bit more horsepower, but a tune will help you use that to its full potential. Yeah, see, this is why most people who install just an intake, like they expect it to get like a good bit more power, but it doesn't, and the reason is because you need to get it tuned to actually make full power. Just slapping on an intake, like what I've done, nets you a little bit, but not so much like if you actually got it tuned. Makes sense. Yep. It's about the mass airflow sensor. That's what the sensor detects. Yep. A full race exhaust to let it breathe it out better. Again, yep. That's how she goes. I do want to get the PPE header and mid pipe for the XRS, and then I want to do that for the L. I don't want to do that for the LE actually. I changed my mind because turbo is going to change the manifold anyway. But yeah, full exhaust. Yeah, PPE header and mid pipe for the XRS, and probably go something custom for a muffler. I do want to keep some kind of muffler on there. The only thing that I'm thinking about is it's kind of a pain in the ass because I have to do emissions testing every 2 years. And so something like that I would probably have to just take off the whole exhaust, put everything stock back on if I were to take it to emissions, which is annoying and just, takes time. You can have, for argument's sake, 10 grams of air at full throttle. Doesn't matter the size, it's still 10 grams, but a bigger intake throttle helps those 10 grams enter faster, hence more air, more power. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Yeah. No, that's a good way. That's a good way to word it out. See, I'm not so good with words. I'm not a wordsmith. This is why I haven't launched my rap career. I'm not a wordsmith. Take that with a grain of salt. Going from 2.75 inch to a 3.75 inch is a big difference, so a tune would be ideal. Yeah, that's fully agreed. That's a very large difference. I mean, you know, a lot of people look at that and say it's only at 1 inch, but 1 inch for an intake is significant, very significant. We've hit an hour, surprisingly enough. I feel like this has been an enjoyable experience, even though we didn't have, you know, question after question after question. We you know, had good conversation and we had a good time hanging out. I think that's going to be it for this stream. We're going to have a new stream every Sunday from now on at 4 p.m. MST, Mountain Standard Time. Ideally every Sunday. There may be a few times, say, if I have an exam or something, you know, I have to miss a stream, but, you know, this is just how it goes. You know, that's college life. I'm balancing YouTube and college, and that's kind of that. So, community tab is always going to be, like, my update center when I'm not uploading videos. Instagram as well, but YouTube community tab on YouTube. But yeah, that's gonna be that for the stream. We've had a good time, I think. This has been fun. Some people would be very disappointed with this turnout, but you know, we had a good time. We had good conversation. Become a VTuber. Do you mean YouTuber? You can become a YouTuber or VTuber. My brain is just fried right now. Yeah, it's okay. But yeah, no, I think what I'm gonna do is graduate college. Peace out. Love talking to everyone. It's good to turn ideas, even though we veered out of the Q&A. Hey, it's totally okay. It's totally okay. Not a problem at all. Likewise, sir. Likewise. It's been a good stream. Thank you all for having that. I can't even do my outro properly. Sorry, let me try that again. Thank you all for joining me for this stream. We've had a good time. And peace.
Mm-hmm.